What's up, YouTube? This is Mathos97 and welcome to episode number 39 of my WWE 2K15 Universe Mode. Final episode of main event before WrestleMania. So this is going to be a big one as we have the United States Champion Alberto Del Rio taking on Booker T in the opening matchup. Xavier Woods defeated Heath Slater in a one-on-one matchup. Tyson Kidd and Justin Gabriel, the International Airstrike, picked up a tag team victory over the New Day, so the New Day's woes continue as they lose yet another matchup. Titus O'Neil, he defeats Fandango in a one-on-one matchup, so Titus O'Neil getting some last-minute momentum before the pay-per-view. And in tonight's main event, Dean Ambrose will go one-on-one with Goldust. So that's going to be a good match to watch, but first off, we're kicking things off with the United States Champion with Curtis Axel in his corner. As Curtis Axel, we do know, last night on Raw competed against Cesaro in an attempt to become the #1 contender for Del Rio United States Championship. Unfortunately for Axel, he lost. Cesaro picked up the victory, and it will be Cesaro going on to WrestleMania to face Del Rio for the United States Championship. So Del Rio now, he's been looking pretty good, although he did lose in that Fatal 4-Way matchup last night on Raw. He was pinned by Daniel Bryan. So Alberto Del Rio, he really needs this victory tonight to bounce back and get himself some last-minute momentum, just like Titus O'Neil got earlier. I mean, Titus O'Neil and Del Rio almost were kind of in the same boat, because with Titus O'Neil, last week on SmackDown, he was defeated by Ryback in singles competition. And Del Rio, he took the pinfall in the Fatal 4-Way matchup last night between The Rock, Roman Reigns, and Daniel Bryan. If you missed the last episode, be sure to go check it out. It was a good one, but now we're here on main event, and here we go. Booker T and Del Rio starting things off, kicking off this week's episode of main event. And of course, if you've been living under a rock for the past several weeks, WrestleMania is upon us. And if we give it one more quick run through on the match card, we've, of course, got Cesaro versus Del Rio for the U.S. title. We have the Intercontinental Championship Fatal 4-Way that I alluded to earlier between the champion Ryback and then, of course, the challengers Darren Young, Titus O'Neil, and Cody Rhodes. We've got the Shield versus the Wyatt family in a 6-man tag team matchup. CM Punk versus The Rock for the WWE Championship. World Heavyweight title on the line in a triple threat match as it's Christian, Edge, and Mark Henry. We've got Sting making his Universe Mode debut, taking on The Undertaker. So that's a WrestleMania dream matchup, a fantasy match. And here in Universe Mode, we can finally bring that to life. And then, of course, there is the Divas Championship match between Summer Rae and Brie Bella. Summer Rae cashing in her rematch clause as she tries to win back her coveted Divas Championship. So WrestleMania, it's looking pretty. I think this pay-per-view, I mean, obviously with the fact that it's WrestleMania, it's the biggest pay-per-view of the year here in Universe Mode. I mean, it's taken 2 years, almost 3 years, to get to this point in the series to finally make it to WrestleMania pay-per-view. So we got to make sure it delivers. It's got to be impressive. We have to go all out with this year's WrestleMania. So I think the match card, I think it's going to live up to the hype. I do think it has the build, the potential to be the biggest pay-per-view of the year in terms of matches, that sort of thing, rivalries. And of course, you know, capping it all off is Daniel Bryan, his match for redemption against Brock Lesnar. So, I mean, of course, at the Royal Rumble, Lesnar defeated Bryan, so Bryan back for redemption. And now look at this, Del Rio off the corner kick. Here's the cover, but a kick out by Booker T. So I do think WrestleMania, I do think it will be the biggest pay-per-view in Universe Mode, in the history of Universe Mode. But now look at this, Alberto Del Rio, cross arm breaker locked in on Booker T. And Booker T may have to tap out here. Del Rio's really cinching it in here. He's got it locked in good to center of the ring. Booker T nowhere near the ropes. No, Booker just managed to slip out of it there. And that was a close call for Booker T. You know, Del Rio may not have got it locked in. You know, he may not have locked it in correctly. It might have been a bit off. Just gave Booker T a bit of an opening to slip out of it. Otherwise, you know, we've seen Del Rio defeat many a superstar in the past with that cross arm breaker. I mean, just look at the names. You have Jack Swagger, who was the longest reigning United States champion in the history of Universe Mode, held it from Extreme Rules all the way up to No Way Out. Of course, Swagger also a 3-time United States champion, so Del Rio really had some big shoes to fill, and I think he's done that so far. I mean, he's also added Cesaro to that list, defeating him with the cross arm breaker. So, I mean, if you have somebody as strong as Cesaro tapping out to that submission finisher, then you know it's devastating. It can definitely take its toll on you. So, Booker T, you know, if he gets put in that cross arm breaker again, there's no way he's going to slip out of it. Even if Del Rio, Booker may have been fortunate that Del Rio didn't quite have it locked in completely the first time. But, I mean, if Del Rio gets in that second time, well, let's just say Booker can't allow that to happen, because otherwise, you know, it's game over for Booker T. And Booker T, you know, we're not really sure where Booker's going to go here in Universe Mode. I mean, he did team up with Goldust on 2 occasions to challenge the Wyatt family for the tag team titles, and on both occasions they were unsuccessful. So I'm not sure exactly where Booker's going to go next, as Del Rio was going for the Enziguri, but Booker was able to step out of the way. And now look at Booker, suplex right there, taking down Alberto Del Rio. And Booker T now, oh, he's going to go for that spine buster right there, spine on the pine. Cover by Booker T, that could do it. 2 count, no, kick out by Del Rio. And Del Rio, he cannot afford a loss heading into WrestleMania. I mean, he's already lost to Daniel Bryan. He took the pinfall in the Fatal 4-Way. So Del Rio needs this victory badly. But then again, at the same time, Booker T is on one heck of a losing streak. So it wouldn't hurt Booker to get the win here either. And also kind of play a bit of a spoiler role, I guess, in trying to shut down Del Rio's momentum heading into the pay-per-view. Now Del Rio goes for a cover. 1, 2, no. Kick out by Booker off the jawbreaker. And now Del Rio, he's just got Booker T in the palm of his hand right now. Del Rio, kick to the back of Booker T. And Booker's in trouble right now as Del Rio just waiting, just measuring him for something here, but Booker counters with a knee right to the gut. And now look at this. Oh, he was going for the scissors kick. I believe he was going for the scissors kick, but Del Rio caught it. But Booker, you know, nice athleticism there, able to quickly rebound off Del Rio's counter, kick him in the back of the head. And now Booker in control. Oh, what a clothesline right there by Booker T. And he's going to crawl into the cover. 1, not even a 2 count. Del Rio kicks out. But Booker T's looking impressive right now. He's got Del Rio on the ropes. And I guess, well, now he's got Del Rio literally on the ropes. As look at Booker T here. Oh, just hangs up Del Rio on the rope right there. Face first and out elbow, or maybe even a forearm right to the face of Del Rio. And as we get to this point in the matchup, it's going to be interesting. Oh, wait, cover. Roll up by Booker T. Does he have him? 2. No, kick out. Oh, Del Rio actually countered it here. 2 count. Booker now reverses it. 1, 2. And even in WWE 2K15, we get these leverage pin reversals. But Booker T able to kick out. So at least that one didn't go on for like 5 minutes like they would in 2K14. But yeah, as I was saying, as we get to these later stages in the matchup, could we see Curtis Axel potentially get involved if necessary? I mean, that's why he's here. That's what the managers are normally there to do. Here's the suplex, this time into a cover. Del Rio, though, his foot was under the bottom rope. Forces a rope break. And now look at Booker T here. Going for a reverse vertical suplex. Planning Del Rio right down to the mat. And center of the ring right now, these two squaring off. Here's Booker. Short arm clothesline. Just trying to decapitate Del Rio here. And Booker T, look at this. Another elbow to the face. Del Rio's really in trouble right now. He can't afford to take too much punishment prior to WrestleMania, because then there's no way he's going to retain against Cesaro. Look at Del Rio. Del Rio with the cross arm breaker. He's got it locked in. Can he get Booker to tap out? And Booker has no choice. I mean, Booker, like I said earlier, he was fortunate enough to escape the cross arm breaker the first time, but he couldn't allow Del Rio to lock it in a second time, because, you know, not many people even survive the cross arm breaker the first time. And then, of course, the second time, you know, there's no way you're going to get out of it. And Del Rio proved just that here tonight, as he scores a much-needed victory over Booker T here to kick off main event. And he didn't even need the help of Curtis Axel. Axel just out there for some moral support, as it seems in this matchup. And now, as you can see, Curtis Axel, you know, he's celebrating with Alberto Del Rio. Axel, he knows he'll get another United States Championship opportunity in the future. I mean, Axel's got the talent. He's got the ability. I think, you know, we can almost guarantee that Curtis Axel will be in that United States Championship division for many months to come. But the question is, will Axel ever get a shot at Del Rio's United States Championship? Because at WrestleMania, you know, maybe Cesaro's gonna squeak out the win this time. We know Cesaro's had a long road to the United States Championship, and it could finally come to its conclusion at WrestleMania. But only time will tell if that is the case. So now we're going to move on into our main... What the hell? Triple H! Triple H, the COO of the WWE, attacking Dean Ambrose during his entrance. What in the world is Triple H doing out here? Well, we haven't seen Triple H openly get involved with the Shield. I don't even know what to say. I'm in shock. I mean, we do know that the Shield, they did face Triple H in a 6-man tag back at the TLC pay-per-view, but we haven't seen Triple H, you know, openly get involved in the ring or anything like that with the Shield. Although it is, one could perhaps question whether or not, you know, the whole situation with the Wyatt family, if Triple H could possibly be behind that. We do know Triple H has his issues with the Shield. If you remember way back when, in WWE 2K15, when the Shield openly admitted to injuring and attacking Vince McMahon, putting him in the hospital. We haven't seen Vince McMahon since. And then it is also believed that Stephanie McMahon was attacked by the Shield. Although the Shield, they've made their claims that they were not behind the attack on Stephanie McMahon. If I can remember how to speak here. But the Shield, they claim to not be behind Stephanie McMahon's assault. We haven't seen Stephanie McMahon since that attack either. So I guess, you know, maybe it wasn't the Shield, but Triple H, he's right to suspect that it is the Shield. Because, I mean, you know, the Shield, they've destroyed many a superstar, many a faction, many a legend here throughout Universe Mode. So, you know, I wouldn't put it past them to take out Stephanie McMahon. It's like Roman Reigns said. I mean, the Shield, they're the shield of justice. Shield against injustice. And Stephanie McMahon, you know, she's a McMahon. The McMahon family has committed many injustices throughout their span here in the WWE. So, I mean, you know, Roman Reigns, he did bring up a fair point. So, I mean, for that reason alone, I know that the Shield was behind the attack on Stephanie McMahon. That's obviously what Triple H believes. He won't take their word for... I mean, he's not going to listen to what they have to say. Triple H firmly believes that the Shield was behind Stephanie's attack, and it looks like Triple H, he's finally back into the fray here, attacking Dean Ambrose. Although I think this is a bit of a weird point to try to. I'm not sure exactly what Triple H is trying to do. Maybe just to throw the Shield off their game heading into WrestleMania. Not exactly too sure. We do know that Triple H, you know, he wants to see the Shield destroyed after everything they've done here in Universe Mode, especially to the McMahon family. Triple H, he wants to put the Shield's reign of terror to an end. And perhaps, you know, maybe that's why I'm thinking that Triple H could have very well just lined up the Wyatt family in the Shield's path. You'd have to think Triple H is going to be in favor of the Wyatts heading into WrestleMania, seeing all that the Shield has done to Triple H. But yeah, I could just be making bold assumptions there. We're going to have to wait and see, and my laptop is dying, so we're going to go through this again. I don't remember when the last video was that I did this, but I'm now over plugging in my laptop, so I'm way in the other portion of the room, and I'm back now. So that just happened. As we can see now, I just spaced out there. Dean Ambrose delivered the kick to the chest of Goldust here. And Goldust, you know, just like Booker T, he's been on a massive losing streak. He tried to challenge the Wyatt family for the tag titles, and instead just became a victim of the Wyatt family's message to the Shield. And now look at this. Goldust could be going in for the victory with the final cut. No, counter there. And now, oh, what a clothesline there by Dean Ambrose. He may have just decapitated Goldust, and that wasn't really the proper reaction, but I don't know. I'm still a bit disoriented for whatever reason. Now, Dean Ambrose, look at this. Oh, counter by Goldust. Delivers a body shot right there. And now a clothesline by Goldust. What a clothesline that was. Covered by Goldust. Could that be it? 2 count. No, kick out by Ambrose. But Triple H's attack is definitely going to give Goldust the edge here. And Goldust, he wants to get back in his winning ways. He wants to, I don't know if he still has the tag team titles in his thoughts. Maybe he wants to try to team up with Cody Rhodes. But of course, you know, his brother is going to be competing in the Intercontinental Championship match. So, I mean, at the moment, that's kind of out of the picture. So maybe Goldust is going to try to challenge for the Intercontinental title as well. And we're only going to have to wait and see exactly what the future holds for Goldust here in Universe Mode. But Ambrose now, he's got Goldust against the ropes here. Look at Goldust delivers a nice elbow right to the face, but Ambrose, vintage Dean Ambrose right there. As we've been seeing Ambrose, you know, the lunatic fringe, we've been seeing him do that much more often, just rebounding off the ropes and just taking people's heads off of the clothesline. And now Ambrose, well, you know, the clothesline is more of a new move. That is more vintage Ambrose. Delivers the knee right to the side of the head. Almost shades of his rivalry in FCW with William Regal. Almost a variant of the knee trembler. Now here's Dean Ambrose. Dirty deeds to cap it all off. And Goldust, no, no. Goldust, you're done. You put up a valiant effort. You had Triple H on your side, but still, in the end, Dean Ambrose is just too much for Goldust to take down here tonight. And Dean Ambrose, he gets a victory over Goldust heading into WrestleMania, giving the Shield some additional momentum leading into the matchup. But Triple H, you know, he's thrown a spinner as Triple H maybe just trying to play some mind games with the Shield, try to throw them off their game to perhaps give the Wyatt family even more of a mental edge over the Shield. I'm not exactly sure what Triple H was trying to do there, but regardless, Triple H, he's struck out against the Shield once again. We'll have to see where this develops in the future, but that's it for this episode. I want to thank you all for watching. Keep on YouTubing.